Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to the topic, the awareness and the prayer. In the previous episode, we asked this question. Can a person stand in the prayer, but the prayer is not established? Or what is the difference between standing in the prayer and establishing the prayer? Well, a person can be standing in the prayer, but the prayer had not been established. Since his body is taking the direction of Qibla, but his heart is floating elsewhere. A person may be standing here, but the heart is not here. The heart is floating east and west, etc. So this kind of person who stands in the prayer, but his heart is not taking the right direction, then there's a problem in the prayer. And the notion is, with many people, is that since I came to the prayer, since I stood up in the prayer, that means that the prayer had been established. No, I'm afraid no. I'm afraid not. Because the Prophet said, you have nothing if in your prayer, you have nothing of your prayer except what you have been focusing. That means what you've been thinking from your heart. Your heart is available. Your heart is attentive, as your body is attentive. This is the explanation of the hadith of the Prophet. In another hadith, the Prophet said, ﷺ, that a person may stand in the prayer, perform the prayer, while he has nothing of his prayer except half of it, quarter of it, or third of it, or even 10% of it. That shows that the reward goes or matches the focusing, the understanding in the prayer. But if you don't, then the prayer will be diminished. The reward will be something to be deducted. Now let me ask another question here. Is it bad to be distracted in your prayer, or it's good? No, it's bad. All right. Is there any good thing we can conclude from that? Yes, there is. That the prayer is to Allah. This is the only prayer that it goes to Allah. The evidence, if your prayer is not to Allah, if the Islamic prayer is not the right prayer, it doesn't go to Allah, why the devil should bother himself to distract you from the prayer? Why this thief had stolen parts of your prayer? This is an evidence that this prayer is to Allah. You know, if people are praying, but their prayer is performed with shirk, polytheism, setting up partners with Allah. For example, those who pray for Jesus, claiming him to be the Son of God, or they pray to him, to someone who is a human being like them, the devil will not be bothering himself to distract them from that prayer. I repeat, the devil will not be bothering himself to distract them from the prayer, because it's not to Allah. I hope this is understood. I have gone too far with it, but this is fact, and this is reality. Another question is being addressed or asked. Didn't Allah say in His glorious Quran that the prayer prohibits us from doing evil things such as abomination, an evil act? Then why our prayer did not stop us from that? Why? It did not prevent us, as the Quran declares clearly that the prayer prevents from fahsha, abomination, munkar, evil act. So why our prayer did not prevent us from that? Look at the kind of the prayer you perform. Look at it. I mean, I'm not going to say to you, take a camera and watch yourself. Well, if you want to do that, do it. Watch yourself. How do you perform it? But I'm quite sure that if a person performs a prayer from the depth of his heart, you know what? Even if you are not able to stop it, permanently, I'll say, keep performing your prayer in the best manners. Sooner or later, it's going to prevent you from the evil act. Keep on doing that. Look, you can tell me that I'm weak. I'm weak in quitting the evil act. But don't be also weak in performing a good prayer that will be causing the forgiveness of your sins. The Prophet described his prayer that it is the cool of his eye. You know the meaning of cool of your eye? Cool of the eye. This is also this is an Arabic expression. I think even in English we can use it. The cool of the eye. That means the utmost pleasure and joy and happiness you feel. Look at your son. When your son passes by and you look at him, playing, smiling, laughing to you, that will be causing that what we call the cool of the eye, the utmost happiness that you feel. The Prophet said that the cool of my eye had been set in my prayer. In my prayer. But there are people who perform the prayer just to raise the responsibility of not praying. I mean, they pray merely so they will not be asked, why didn't you pray? That's all. I mean, their prayer is confined to this. Why didn't you pray? Oh, this question is not going to be, they're not going to be questioned this because they perform the prayer. But they have another problem. Did they achieve the rewards? Did they fulfill? Did they achieve the goal of the prayer? Or they did not achieve the goal of the prayer? The goal of the prayer is that your prayer is going to be changing you. And that you'll be achieving forgiveness through the prayer you're performing. This is the most important thing. I don't like flu. You know the flu? I don't like flu. It's hard. It's heavy. I don't like it. And you don't like it. You don't like it either. But, what happens when you have flu? You don't feel the taste of the food. You don't smell the food. You just take the food because you need energy. But you don't enjoy the taste of the food. Now those who do not perform the prayer in the best manners, they do not focus in their prayer, they don't consider, their hearts are not attentive in their prayer, their case in their prayer is just like the flu that a person has. He tastes nothing, he smells nothing. Likewise is that kind of prayer. A prayer without khushu'. The person has flu, not in his nose, but in his prayer, I should say. Can a person be turning away while he's turning to Allah at the same time? Yes. When the body is there, but the heart is floating elsewhere. That is to say, when the person is turning to Allah, he should be turning to Allah with both body and heart, not by heart without a body. Taking the steps to the prayer, the movements in the prayer are the means but not the goal. Many people, they consider this, the actions, the steps to the mosque, for example, they consider this to be the prayer itself. No, these are the means to the prayer. These are not the goal. The goal is to achieve the contact with Allah. Is that your heart shakes when you pray to Allah. Is to feel yourself that you are in another world, not in this world. This is the prayer that people should be. This is the achievement that people need to have when they perform their prayer. because this prayer is the pleasure of the heart. The pleasure of the heart occurs when you have this kind of seclusion or speaking confidentially with Allah the Almighty. There are things that have been... one thing I remember now is that the Prophet said, the first thing that will be raised from this ummah is khushu'. You are about to enter the mosque. You are about to enter the mosque, finding not even one person that has this matter of khushu'. Isn't this amazing? That you may find thousands of people, but almost not even one of them has this important thing, khushu'. So the matter of khushu' is very, very important. Why these things have been hated for the Muslim to have on his way to the mosque or to the prayer? There are many things that are hated for him. First, decoration in the mosque, decorating the mosque, putting some adornments, things that will be distracting the person from his prayer. That is not really preferred in Islam. But why? So the person will not be distracted. Also, it is hated for the Muslim to come to the prayer while he is hungry. Naturally, you're going to be distracted if you come to the prayer while you're hungry. You're going to be distracted. You're not going to be thinking about what you say in your prayer. The Prophet ﷺ said, if one of you is sitting on a table where he's taking food, he should not be rushing until he takes what he needs for himself. That means of the food. Take some don't go to the mosque while you're hungry. Don't say, no, I prefer to go to the mosque. Well, thank you for that, but this is not better for your prayer. So, the Sharia, the law of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala prefers for you that you take some of the food so you won't be hungry. Don't fill your stomach, but take some and then go to the mosque in order to feel the tranquility and the peace of mind. We'll be continuing this topic in another episode. Be with us. Thank you very much. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.